Hey, Angry Enemy Fan here too again for anybody who's watching, bringing you the latest Bleach chapter. Being late as usual, but still gotta bring. Anyway, it start with my guesses from last week was true. It was Uruhara who was Kisuke Uruhara who is calling. Apparently from Khan, the play thing. And it's a new camera or something like that, which annoys Mayuri because he doesn't know where it is. Anyway, he tells Kurosaki that he is alright, and or maybe Otohime does it. Orohime does it. She tells Kurosaki-kun that everything is alright as a Sado, and then suddenly we hear a voice from the thing. We of course do not see who it is, but the pants look familiar, and he begins to badmouth Kurosaki, saying, "Kurosaki, is it that you shit?" and all that thing. Well, it was quite. I think I know who that was. Judging from the pants, at least, I could guess. But we'll leave that since when we're finished here. Anyway, Uruhara then says that Ichigo also should not worry, and he could focus on the things he wants now. Now, where they are the danger, and that they're saying that him, I mean the guy who called, is no danger to them. They'd made an arrangement or something like that. Well, anyway, Sado, after they cut the broadcast out, Sado is still a little bit unsure of Ichigo, but Kisuke Uruhara says, "You know him longer than me, so you should know what he's thinking. And the only one who knows what Kurosaki is thinking is Kurosaki-san." So, well, yeah. I know that was confusing saying it, but come on. Anyway, Ichigo then turns to the bald guy, Mr. Bald Dude or something like that. His name is still unclear to us. He asks if his Tensa Sangetsu can be fixed. Of course it can't. Bankai can't be fixed. However, and maybe there is hope now, there's a strong Ryatsu inside the palace, which can be reforged the sword into something that is similar to the original. So that probably means Ichigo will get a new weapon. Well, maybe not a new bankai weapon, but maybe a new weapon. Like, I don't know, he's gonna use his Quincy power to fuse this into a new Tensa Sangetsu? A Neo Tensa Sangetsu? Or is he even gonna get a bankai still? Anyway, there is a little hope. After that, they go away uh, because Ichigo confirms he wants to get to the palace. But then suddenly, but in order to do that, they need to go to Keuka's place. That's the third time we see her in a while. She looks pretty unchanged. Does she look sexy? I don't know. They had to launch them up. I mean, in order to Ichigo to get there, he must use that pillar, which he hates. Apparently, there's no flashy way to enter the palace. That's funny. And so they get launched and with no seatbelts. But before Ichigo asks what Ganyu is, and Kyokaku says, of course, he's get turned to stone. Could you get a more believable lie? Ichigo says. But after it gets launched up, we hear Ganju. And here's something that's confusing. Kyokaku mentions that Ichigo can save Soul Society if he does that, even if there is against their uncle's wishes. Well, I don't know. Which uncle? Do they have an uncle who is a royal Shibukai? Not Shibukai! Forget I said that, okay? A royal guard? Is the bald guy their uncle, or is there someone else? Well, of course we don't know. But but she says to her brother that she may join. And then they turn around. We see Ganju. Looks a little more fierce than last time. And the strange thing is, he has new allies or something, and they look very familiar. I'll uh, uh, I'll tell you who I think it is once this done. And Ichigo then arrives at the palace, and they float. It's a floating city or something like that. What's gonna happen now? Is Ichigo gonna get a new bankai? Is they ever gonna stand a chance against these Wanderers? Well, we will probably figure out tomorrow. Next week tomorrow. Okay. It's so difficult sometimes to talk. Anyway, now to my theory. Who was the guy who screamed angry at Ichigo? I think it's Grimyao. They said that Grimyao survived. So I've always been wondering, where is that guy? And it looked like his sword against Kisuke a long time ago. So I think it is him. What kind of deal had they made with him? No idea. And now for Ganji's new friends. Their backs looks familiar. They look at the same people as the Fullbrings who died. I can't their name in my head, I'm sorry, but the bartender, the main antagonist, and that guy with the book. They look very familiar. They look exactly like them. Well, they did die, so didn't they technically go to Soul Society then? No idea, but that's who the strange people we didn't see clearly, I think, is them. But that's all I can say about this. And who's the uncle, of course? Is it the bald guy? Or maybe someone else? I'll see you next week, because I have nothing else to say about this. Maybe not the best review, but hey, I never am. I'll see you next week if you still want to watch. Or maybe I'll see you when Fairy Tail comes out. Bye.